Rikishi thinks Roman Reigns shouldn't be in SummerSlam. Tag team match, God Mode stands alone. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi has weighed in on the monumental return of his nephew Roman Reigns. On this past week's episode of Monday Night Raw, he praised the massive reaction Reigns received, gave him a new nickname, and stated that he believes Reigns should be in a singles match at SummerSlam, not the rumored tag team match. Good for business. Speaking on his Off the Top podcast, Rikishi discussed the undeniable impact Reigns has every time he appears. He pushed back on the part-timer criticism and emphasized his nephew's immense value to WWE and its business partners. So doesn't he always every time, Roman comes out? It's nothing new, right? I'm sure everybody was happy to see him come back. Roman brings that vibe, no matter how long he's gone or absent, like they would like to say, right? Because I'm sure there's other businesses that Roman has, just besides wrestling. If you're putting all your business into wrestling, well, then you're an idiot, right? But when you hear that crowd, we all seen it. We all witnessed it. Ain't my first time, and neither is their first time or the world's first time. But you can tell how happy people are. And that's the main thing, is entertainment. I'll tell you who's really happy. Who's that? Who's really happy is TKO WWE, Netflix. Because at the end of the day, the numbers don't lie. And I'll always say Samoan Dynasty will always be good for business. With speculation running rampant that Reigns will team with Jey USO or Jimmy USO at SummerSlam, Rikishi made it clear that he believes the returning star is above being in a tag team match against Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. He introduced his own nickname for Reigns and had a strong message for the rest of the locker room. Do I think God Mode needs to be in a tag? No, I don't. God Mode stands alone. That's his new name. I'm going to call him God Mode. Because he's good for business, he's the one that makes things happen. He's the one that opens up opportunity, not only for the company, but for everybody that's on this roster during this ride of Roman Reigns' time. Y'all making money, and y'all should be thanking him. So for God Mode is featured. When God walks through, he don't walk with a posse. It'd be all right, but he don't need it in my book. As of now, Roman Reigns' match for WWE SummerSlam on August 2nd has not been officially announced. He is expected to appear on this coming week's episode of Monday Night Raw. If you use any portion of the quotes from this article, please credit Rikishi Fata Off the Top with a AHT to WrestlingNews.co for the transcription. Roman Reigns to destroy Jey USO after WWE Raw return. Turn heel again? Possibility analyzed. Roman Reigns' WWE return has already shaken the entire landscape of Monday Night Raw. Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, and Bronson Reed need to find a way to take down the original tribal chief as soon as possible. The head of the table is back to take revenge on Seth Rollins' faction as they laid him out on Raw after WrestleMania. Besides the return of the only tribal chief, an OG bloodline reunion also unfolded when Roman shook hands with Jey USO after rescuing him. This indicates that the former undisputed WWE champion is currently portraying a babyface character within the company. Meanwhile, in a potential twist, Reigns might turn heel once again and could destroy Jey USO on Raw. This could be the consequence of the former world champion's actions on last week's show when he hugged CM Punk and checked him after the post-match assault by Seth Rollins' alliance. Quote S. Worth noting that the OTC refused to shake hands with the voice of the voiceless on Raw last week. This shows that the OG bloodline leader has no soft spot for Punk. This is especially after he used his favor before WrestleMania to get the wise men on his side. Jey USO showing empathy for Punk might backfire on him, as Roman Reigns could turn on the 39-year-old star. The original tribal chief might probably address this on tonight's Raw and clear his intention to stay away from the voice of the voiceless. Despite this, if the Yeet Master continues to help the best in the world, Reigns might not hesitate to turn heel once again and destroy the Samoan twin. It will be interesting to see how the storyline will unfold in tonight's edition of the Red Brand, as the OTC is back on television. Roman Reigns has already been dominating WWE Raw since his return. The return of the former undisputed WWE champion has already proved beneficial for WWE. Reigns is doing impressively in merchandise selling on WWE Shop. Additionally, his newest collectible, the Tribal Chief Championship, is also putting up great numbers. WWE has already announced that Roman will be part of Raw tonight, and ticket sales are going up dramatically. Tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw is a nearly sold-out show, with very few tickets available as per Ticketmaster.wwwe Raw on Netflix preview, July 21st, 25. Start time, match card, how to watch live stream. Roman Reigns is back, and he has revenge on his mind. The OTC returns to WWE Raw tonight in Houston following his surprise attack on Braun Breaker Bronson Reed. 1 week ago, Roman Reigns made his return to WWE last Monday night and received a thunderous ovation as he laid out both Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. It was the first appearance for the Tribal Chief since the night after WrestleMania 41 when he was taken out by Seth Rollins' New Alliance. Less than 2 weeks remain until SummerSlam, and questions remain about how Roman Reigns will be factored into the biggest party of the summer this year, especially with Rollins allegedly on the injured list. Perhaps we'll find out what's next for the OTC when Raw goes live tonight at 8 p.m. ET, 7 p.m. CT from Houston, Texas. Whether intentional or not, CM Punk was one of the benefactors of Reigns' return last Monday night. He had just earned himself an opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship by winning a #1 Contenders Gauntlet match. Beating an exhausted Braun Breaker in the final round. The self-proclaimed best in the world will be in Houston tonight, with no one left to stand between himself and Gunther. It's impossible to predict what Punk will say when he has a microphone in his hand, but you can bet that the ring general will be listening intently. Just days away from their clash at SummerSlam, Becky Lynch will be defending her Women's Intercontinental Championship at MetLife Stadium in 2 weeks' time. But first, the man will come around to the Toyota Center to address her challenger. Lyra Valkyria defeated Bayley in a 2 out of 3 falls match this past Monday, earning herself one last opportunity at winning her title back from her former mentor. New #1 contenders for the World Tag Team Championships will be determined later this evening. Sami Zayn has the chance to finally silence Karrion Kross, and Sheamus is ready for another banger of a match against Rusev. Here's everything you need to know about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw from Houston. Check back for updates as more matches are added to the card throughout the day. The New Day have been mourning the death of the Raw Tag Team division ever since they lost the World Tag Team Championships to the Judgment Day. But Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods could soon rise from the ashes in glorious fashion. They have an opportunity to earn themselves a rematch against Finn Balor, JD McDonough, when they face the Creed brothers and Joaquin Wild Cruz del Toro in a #1 contenders triple threat match tonight in Houston. Karrion Kross may have lost the battle against Sami Zayn at WWE Night of Champions, but he's been winning the war ever since. His obsession with beating the truth out of Zayn has only intensified in the weeks since their encounter in Saudi Arabia. Multiple backstage attacks with a steel pipe have left Zayn battered and bruised, but the underdog from the underground just won't give up the fight. Tonight could be his breaking point as Zayn and Kross go one-on-one on Monday Night Raw. 4 reasons Jimmy USO should move to WWE. Raw WWE has 4 brands, excluding the recent acquisition of AAA in Mexico. NXT and Evolve focus on developing the stars of tomorrow. Meanwhile, the big 2 brands are Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. One star from Friday Night SmackDown that many fans enjoy watching is Jimmy USO. He is one of the wrestling sons of the legendary Hall of Famer Rikishi and has spent over 15 years working for the sports entertainment juggernaut. Jimmy has accomplished a lot in his career, primarily in the tag team division. In fact, Big Jim has even been in the main event of WrestleMania, an accomplishment that only a fraction of wrestling stars can claim. Still, Jimmy is in need of a change. In fact, it could be argued that the SmackDown star should shift brands and move to Monday Night Raw. This article will take a look at a handful of reasons why Big Jim moving to the red brand would be the right move. JUSO is one of WWE's most popular stars. He broke free from the bloodline about 2 years ago. In the time since then, Jay has won the Intercontinental Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, and even won the Men's Royal Rumble match. As the USOs, Jimmy USO and Jay USO are one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history. They held tag team gold on Raw and SmackDown. In fact, the aforementioned WrestleMania main event under Jimmy's belt came as part of a tag team match with Jay. Jimmy should move to Monday Night Raw so the USOs can reunite. Jay just lost the World Heavyweight title and failed to win King of the Ring, so his singles push seems to be on the decline. Now is the time for the legendary duo to get back together. Roman Reigns is back. The Tribal Chief made a surprise return on the most recent edition of WWE Monday Night Raw. He proceeded to lay out Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, seemingly setting up a big match for SummerSlam. The Tribal Chief used to lead the Bloodline. While there were different members over the years, Jimmy USO was one of Roman's most loyal soldiers. Now that Roman is seemingly on WWE Raw, however, it seems as if their alliance is over. Of course, that doesn't have to be the case. Jimmy could and should jump to Monday Night Raw. This will allow the two to work together again. Given how Roman is dealing with a dangerous faction, having an OG Bloodline member as backup would be very useful. #2. Jimmy isn't taking off on his own on SmackDown. When JUSO moved to WWE Monday Night Raw and broke away from the Bloodline, the USOs became no more. Jimmy remained aligned with Roman Reigns, but the Tribal Chief part-time. This has led to a big issue. There just hasn't been much for Jimmy USO to do. Outside of working with other members of his extended family or those associated with the Bloodline, USO has been spinning his wheels on SmackDown. One thing is clear, WWE isn't giving him the same push they gave Jay. Jimmy hasn't won the United States title. He hasn't even challenged for the world title. USO is just doing a whole lot of nothing on SmackDown. With no main event or even upper mid-card push in sight for Jimmy, a move to Raw is likely best for his career. While Jimmy USO hasn't been a contender for the world title or successful in winning the WWE United States Championship, he has been routinely involved with one thing. Jimmy keeps feuding with his brother. Solo Sikoa is the younger brother of Jimmy and Jay USO. He took over the new Bloodline last year and now runs the MFT on WWE Friday Night SmackDown. Solo is joined by JC Mateo, Tala Tonga, and Tonga Loa. Unfortunately, Jimmy has been constantly in a state of feuding with Solo Sikoa and whichever members of the group he has at any given time for over a year now. It has grown beyond stale and is actively hurting Jimmy. A move to Raw gets him away from his younger brother, which in turn should freshen Jimmy up a lot. Roman Reigns to crown OTC2 before leaving WWE at SummerSlam. Possibility explored. Roman Reigns returned to WWE after 3 months of absence last week on Monday Night Raw. The undisputed Tribal Chief was brutally attacked on the flagship show after WrestleMania 41 at the hands of Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Reigns has returned with a new nickname, the OTC1, which has raised multiple questions amongst fans and experts trying to decode the reasoning behind it. This mystery may potentially be answered at SummerSlam 2025. There is a strong possibility that Roman Reigns and Jey Uso may team up to take on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in a tag team match at the biggest party of the summer. In a shocking twist, after capturing a win over Paul Heyman's heel group, Reigns might crown the Yeet Master as the OTC2. Reigns will likely go on another hiatus from WWE as he has to film his upcoming Hollywood film, Street Fighter. Roman could crown Jey Uso as his successor, crowning him as the OTC2, a position the head of the table considered Solo Sikoa for before he backstabbed him. Jey Uso has been a key figure in Roman Reigns' journey of becoming Tribal Chief. Hence, Reigns awarding him with the Ula Fala would be a wholesome moment. That said, the proposed angle above is speculative, and nothing has been confirmed. WWE Hall of Famer questions rumored SummerSlam plans for Roman Reigns. Since Seth Rollins got injured, there has been a rumor that Braun Breaker may face Roman Reigns at the biggest party of the summer as the Visionary's replacement. However, speaking on his Off the Top podcast, real-life Bloodline member and WWE legend Rikishi doubts whether the two-time Intercontinental Champion is ready for a big spot, such as facing Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Braun Breaker has been moved in that position to be a main event player on his own soon. Right now, he's surrounded to get that kind of rub and also to kind of be able to lead him. But he's a quick learner, he's a great athlete, he looks good, his promos are there, but I feel like in due time, he is going to be that person too, Rikishi said. With SummerSlam around the corner, it will be interesting to see what plan the Stamford-based promotion may have for Reigns.